For our project, we looked at developing a procedure for habitat analysis using virtual reality headsets and 360 photos. To create this procedure, we used the 360 photos taken for the triangle bird count in 2019 and 2020. The Triangle Bird Count is a citizen science project that monitors the diversity and abundance of bird species in urban habitats. This count takes place in Durham, Raleigh, Chapel Hill, Carrboro, and Cary every year. The site where the count takes place are randomized points in the triangle area. For our procedure development, we were loaned a Ricoh Theta V 360 camera and Oculus Go from the Lab of Reconciliation and Ecology by Dr. Cottee. We analyzed a variety of photos from Raleigh, Durham, Garner, and Chapel Hill in order to develop an analysis procedure for future research. This video will describe the procedure we developed for habitat analysis using VR headsets in conjunction with 360 photos, from initial photo upload to quality control. Photos can be uploaded to the VR headsets in two different ways. You can either download photos to the headset directly from a cloud source, like Google Drive, or you can upload photos to the headset from a computer. To download photos to the headset from the Google Drive, open Google Drive in the headset browser and select the photo you want to download in your drive. In the top right, select the download icon to download the photo to the headset. Next, from your headset's library, open Oculus Gallery and select Internal Storage to view the downloaded photos. To upload photos on the headset from a computer, you must first make sure the photos are saved directly onto the computer. Then, plug the headset into the computer by using a USB to micro USB cable. Make sure to allow device access via the headset. Once the computer has access to the headset, you can then open the file drive titled VR Headset and move photos into the headset's internal memory. The photos will then be accessible in the headset's internal library. Once the photos are in the VR headset, they can be accessed through the internal library. To navigate to the photos, the user must enter the Home menu. The library can be found in the Navigate tab on this menu. Once in the library, photos can be accessed through the Oculus Gallery tab. To access photos by area, the user can sort photos by album, which we labeled in accordance with the city the photos were taken in. Photos can be viewed by simply clicking on a selected photo. Once photos have been collected and downloaded onto the headset, it is important to standardize your analysis methods. The key is to select parameters for habitat analysis that are easily visible and that all the researchers involved have a clear understanding of. Everyone needs to be on the same page with what percentage to assign to various habitat categories. The limit to where in the photo the analysis should end should also be made clear. We chose to stop our analysis once the distance of that point in the image became blurry. For data collection, a simple, easy-to-read spreadsheet should be formed. We found that it was best to separate images by city and analyze the images on both natural habitat and urban variables. In order to develop our analysis procedure, we chose to attempt to quantify a variety of measures that we felt would be possible through a virtual reality device. The things we looked at were tree density, natural impermeable ground cover, impervious ground cover, reflective surfaces, and number and size of built structures. The attempted analysis of these subjects allowed us to determine the plausibility of their analysis, as well as develop a protocol for standardization. To analyze the presence of trees, we decided to look at both tree density and the number of trees in the surrounding area. To analyze the density, we determined the proportion, based on our own reasoning, of trees in the photo. For example, in our 360 view, it appears that 25% of the space is covered by trees. And to determine the number of trees in the photo, initially, we simply counted the trees to the best of our ability. However, we realized that due to a variety of issues, such as photo angle, photo distortion, blur, and proximity, our count of singular trees was not likely accurate. Inaccuracy was even more the case in photos taken in open areas that were surrounded by distant trees. To overcome this inaccuracy, it is best to group the number of trees into categories such as between 1 and 10 or 30 and 70. This will allow the user to determine the estimated number of trees while decreasing the likeliness of inaccuracy. To analyze the canopy cover, we assigned a percentage, again based on our own reasoning, of the image that was covered by trees. To do this, we simply looked up in the photo and estimated our aerial view. However, we do not advise analyzing large-scale canopy cover with the headsets, as only the canopy directly over the 360 camera can be accurately determined. This is especially true in images taken along roadways when a forested area is directly beside the camera placement. For instance, the canopy of a forest 20 feet away from the camera base, which is well within the means of other habitat analysis variables, cannot accurately be determined from an aerial view where the camera is placed in an area without trees. For this reason, VR headsets may not be ideal for accurate canopy analysis. In order to analyze the natural ground cover, we assigned a percentage of the amount of space that was covered by permeable ground. Examples of permeable ground observed in our photos were neighborhood yards, parking lot medians filled with mulch, dirt, grass, or shrubs, and grass lawns surrounding shopping venues and apartment complexes. In order to analyze the percentage of the photo that was covered by impervious surfaces, we also assigned a percentage of the amount of space that was covered in those impervious surfaces, such as parking lots, roadways, and sidewalks. Reflective surfaces are surfaces that are smooth and shiny, that when exposed to light, they reflect it at the same angle as it hit that surface. Examples include cars, windows, and bodies of water. In our analysis, we attempted to count the number of reflective surfaces that were present in the photo. On some occasions, this was hard to do. For example, some parking lots were filled with many cars, and it was nearly impossible to count all of them, so instead we had to make a rough estimate. In addition, the number of cars in parking lots fluctuate at any given time. It was also difficult trying to quantify the number of windows on a building. In the photos located in more urban areas, there were various kinds of built structures. To define the type of built structures viewed within the photos, categories were created to understand the type of development in the area where the photos were taken. Two major categories for the built structures are residential and commercial. The two major categories were broken down even further. Residential was divided into single-family homes, apartments, and multifamily homes, while commercial was divided into small, medium, and large-sized buildings. Some examples for each of those sizes are a gas station for a small structure, grocery store for a medium structure, and a strip mall or shopping complex for a large structure. To ensure accurate analysis, a form of quality control should be implemented. For our procedure, we felt it was best to have several people analyze each photo. This allows for each person's measurements to be compared to how other people within the team measured the same photo. Measurements may then be averaged in order to get a more accurate standard analysis. After a standardized procedure for analyzing photos has been set, and all the photos have been viewed, then all the researchers should reconvene to discuss the values and percentages given for the habitat parameters. This is to make sure all the values and percentages were assigned appropriately and follow the standardized method decided upon before the research began. Some of the drawbacks of VR headset research is that the researchers need technical knowledge of the headset. Some individuals will not be able to use the headset for long periods of time if they suffer from motion sickness. And VR headsets also make it difficult to take accurate measurements within the 360 photos, which limits the researchers to making best guess measurements. VR headsets can be a useful tool to conduct habitat analysis when using 360 photos. This combination can save time by allowing the on-site data collection via photos to be performed all at once in a shortened amount of days. It can also save money by limiting the amount of manpower necessary and lessening the amount of days that would be necessary for travel. Using this method can also broaden who has access to the data, as images can easily be sent digitally. Finally, This type of data analysis can be done with social distancing in mind, which is essential in our current working environment. The VR headset method is useful in many ways, and the few drawbacks of the method can be adjusted easily. This type of habitat analysis allows for future possibilities of live-streamed data collection from remote sites and the creation of augmented reality programs with InSight Photos. Thank you for watching.